Um, well, hey, I was, good win, and it's been a long time since we scored 91 points, so I was good to see us kind of put the ball in the basket, especially in the second half. And Corey, I thought, played just an outstanding game. Just the pace he creates and the pressure he puts on the ball. It's just a guy that just keeps a lot of pressure on the other team. And it was good to see him. He's been working hard at the shot, and I know teams are sometimes going to just leave him open, and he was able to knock down some of those threes, and those were some shots that really kind of extended the lead for us. Good all-around effort. We had a lot of guys play a lot of minutes, and I think our depth is our strength, and we've got to, be able to wear people down a little bit. And I thought that happened. I'm still not totally happy with our rebounding. We're giving away too many rebounds, and part of that is we're trying to block so many shots that we're taking ourselves out of position. So it's just some things we just got to work on. That if we rotate over, we got to rotate down. Sometimes we got to pick and choose when to go and when not to go, and that's just two talented freshmen that are trying to figure some things out. It's funny. I look here on the scoreboard or in the stat sheet, and I say I don't think my big guys played very good. And they got 18 points and 14 rebounds and 4 or 5 blocks, and I'm like, wow, those are pretty good numbers in 40 minutes for 2 freshmen. So they're coming along, but the challenges are going to get bigger. We're going to play against some heavy competition coming up, and this is our first road trip on Friday. And I've really got to get these guys ready to play on the road. It is a little bit different when you're on the road, the environment and the things you got to face, the adversity you got to face when you're playing another team on their home floor.
Stan, initially, before y'all settled down, were y'all a little impatient offensively, or maybe trying to be too flashy?
I think so. We do. We have our flaws. That's probably one of them. We get a lead, and we get a little bit comfortable. We let our guard down. We try to play a little bit to the fans, and we definitely did that in the first half. I thought in the second half we really I talked a lot about staying the course, for 20 minutes, staying locked in, not looking at the scoreboard, but just continue to push and keeping your foot on the pedal. And I thought we did a much better job in the second half of that.
How far has Corey gone beyond expectations filling in for AC?
He's done extremely well. I mean, I couldn't ask for better. And I just think in the long run, it's unfortunate that AC's not playing. But in some ways, it's allowed Corey, I think, to really speed up his growth. He was recruited as kind of a guy that was going to be a 2 guard that could play some 1, and now he's converted himself with enough time that he can play the 1 and play the 2, and it just gives us some speed and some luxury, some depth that we've never had before. So it's going to be really interesting. I definitely see those guys being able to play well together. I definitely see us being able to keep a lot more pace and pressure on the opponents now that I have. Once I get those 2 guys together, you still got Brock. So you got a lot of speed at the 1 and the 2 spot.
Were those tough threes that those guys were making for the most part?
They were. They were. I mean, there was some that they got in rhythm, and there was some they got that they just broke our defense down and got them. But I counted just off the top of my head at least 5 shots that you wouldn't think, or 6 threes that went in that you'd say, "There's no way." One of them even off the glass, and I know he didn't call it.
Now, you guys only shot 4 of 17 from deep. Now, was this a matter of taking bad shots or just not the shots falling tonight?
No, I thought they were good shots. We just didn't fall. I mean, there wasn't one of those threes I say, hey, I haven't seen that guy make it before. Maybe a couple of them were a little bit quick, but they weren't that bad. And it's not our strength. I mean, I'm the first to tell you that's not our strength. I think we got a lot of strengths. That ain't one of them. But I tell you what, if we do make them at a good percentage, watch out.
Now, was that also because of the fact that they came out in the zone against you guys, that they kind of...
No, that was not surprising. We knew going in this game that they were going to play smaller. They're going to play 4 perimeter guys and big, and they were going to play some soft token pressure, and they were going to fall back into the zone, and they were going to mix. I mean, we knew it. We practiced. I'm not sure if we practiced maybe more than 10 minutes in the last 2 days in man-to-man offense. We've been practicing solely on zone offense.
Corey was 3 for 3 from 3-point range, and I mean he filled up the stat sheet in different ways. Is that his game? Like, is he an all-around player?
Yeah, that is his game. He can do it a lot of different ways. He's more of a guy that if you just dare him to shoot and he has his feet set, he can knock that down. He's not really hunting for threes, but he definitely is a guy that can score the ball. I mean, he averaged, I think, 17, 18 points in junior college. He averaged, assists, he averaged rebounds. He can do a lot of different things.
Could Chris be one of those guys who initially plays better or feels more comfortable coming off the bench?
I don't think so. I mean, he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, I talked to his teammates a little bit, and they said they think that he's going to play, if he came off the bench, he'd be upset, but he plays better when he's upset.
Mhm.
Like Chris is one of those jovial, happy-go-lucky guys, and when he's in those good moods, that's probably when he's a little bit nonchalant. When he's in a bad mood, he can be a bear. So I just got to break him out of that. I want him to be a starter, and I think it's, I'll be surprised, and I've surprised myself sometimes if I don't start those two bigs in our next game.
Okay.
That's been my plan. That was my plan in this game. It just, they came out with so many small guys, I didn't want to see Chris chasing them around.
Right.
Now, the last game you guys struggled from the free throw line. It looks like you kind of rectified everything going forward. Are you satisfied with that?
Yeah, I was pleased with our free throw shooting, very pleased with that. And we work hard on it every day. Every day we start practice, first thing we do. And, I know, some of those guys, especially Corey and Martino, were guys that knew that they weren't, stepping up to the plate and knocking them down the way they should. So I think we're going to be a pretty good free throw shooter. Our best free throw shooter is not even playing right now, and he gets fouled a lot. So, I think we're going to be pretty good in that area.
Considering the way the team has played the last 2 years and maybe the first 10 minutes shooting tonight, can you even comprehend 91 points?
Yeah, I can. I mean, I've always wanted to play this way, but you've got to have depth, and to run, you got to have some size to rebound. And last year we were probably one of the smallest teams in the country, so it was just hard to do that. And 2 years ago, it just evolved that way. It wasn't like a plan. And we got so comfortable at playing that way, and teams got so uncomfortable playing against it that it was just extremely effective. And so I like what we're doing right now. I think every team has its own identity, its own personality, and this fits this team.
When's the last time you've had a team that's been able to do this, be it here or somewhere else? Has it been that long?
No, it hasn't been that long. I mean, my Arkansas teams could score pretty good when I have Beverly and Ronnie Brewer and Sonny Williams, some of those guys that play in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
They could score pretty good. So that was probably the last time we had a really good scoring group. But, Chris and Dominique's years, they scored pretty well. That was a pretty good scoring team. The team went to the NIT. I think we put up about 70 a game on that team. So that was a good scoring team. Thank you.